1st, end of the month, which is a quick reminder. If you have any business that you conducted with other members, please send that information to Tony tomorrow. And we're going to start off with the Bell's Corners advice expert, Mr. Mike Wazowski. Over to you, Mike.
Great. Thank you, Bernie. Hoping everybody had a very nice weekend. So again, let's start off with some information that we talked about how we could become a good Phoenix member. I know this is repetitive each week, but I always believe that repetition is the mother of all skill. So we'll go through this very quickly. So a great way to become a great member. Well, first of all, common sense, attend all meetings is a really good start, and it shows everyone your commitment, which is cool, and your professionalism because of your commitment, and also respect to your fellow members and our founder, Tony. And if you can't make the meeting, take the option and get a substitute to represent your business. Simple to do, and let the president of the chapter know that you have a substitute so that they can give them a warm welcome when they arrive. And a substitute tip: when you send your substitute a script to share at the meeting, keep it simple. As members, we all know what you do, and it's about showing your chapter members that you have respect for them by getting a substitute. And the bonus is your sub might have a need from one of the chapter members, and maybe even join the chapter too. But one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to make it complicated for them when they're reading your script, because again, you put them under a lot of pressure when they're in the spotlight for a minute. And if you can't make a meeting last minute, we get it, life gets in the way or what have you, text or call your president or Tony and just say, listen, something came up, I can't make it or whatever, because then Tony or the president of the chapter will relay that to the members by going, you know what, Mike couldn't make it last minute because something happened, or let's keep our thoughts with him. And again, it shows the other members too, Mike just did not show up or what have you, or did not care to get up in the morning to come to the meeting or whatever. He wanted to, you just couldn't make it. Again, it shows respect to all the members and, of course, Tony, our founder. So today I want to talk a little bit on the second part, a little bit about karma, the law of karma, and or also known as cause and effect. So with karma is every action generates a force of energy that returns to us in like kind. So what we sow is what we reap. We've all heard that before. And we would choose actions that bring happiness and success to others, then the fruit of that karma is happiness and success to us. So today, I will put the law of karma into effect by making a commitment to take these following steps. Number one, today I will witness the choice I have made in each moment. And in the mere witnessing of the choices that you make, you will bring them to your conscious awareness. I will know that the best way to prepare for any moment in the future is to be fully conscious in the present. Number two, I like this one. Whenever I make a choice, I will ask myself two questions. What are the consequences of the choice that I'm making? And will the choice be fulfilling? It will bring fulfillment and happiness to me and also to those who are affected by this choice. And a really cool way of checking that out to see if you're right or not is I will ask my heart for guidance. So not your brain, not your mind, your heart. And be guided by its message of comfort or discomfort. If the choice feels comfortable, I check in my heart, I will plunge ahead with abandon. If the choice feels uncomfortable for whatever reason, I get that icky feeling, I will pause and see the consequences of my actions with my inner vision. This guidance will enable me to make spontaneous correct choices for myself and for all those around me. That's today's education.
Mike, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So we're going to do our intros, and we will start off with Alex. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Alex. I'm from eVolta Electric. We are an Ottawa-based electrical contractor with a focus on sustainability. So what that means is we work on projects such as electric vehicle charging stations, energy storage solutions, which is big batteries, supporting buildings in power outages that would have been quite useful to some people, the tail end of last week, building automation, general electrical work, and LED lighting. So we go and find projects where we can reduce carbon footprint, we can reduce emissions, we can save money. And yeah, that's eVolta Electric. So if you or you know anybody that needs an electrical contractor that works industrial, commercially, please give us a call. Alex at eVolta Electric. Thank you.
Alex, thank you so much. And just as a quick sidebar, I've just posted in the chat the 2 links to the live action, one on Facebook and one on LinkedIn. So we're live in those 2 areas. So please put your contact details in that space. And Greg, over to you, good sir.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Greg Hollander, and I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Integrity here in Ottawa. And my specialty is working with people who are downsizing. So a lot of my work is involved with empty nesters and seniors. And on a side, while I was developing over the years my expertise in downsizing, I've also worked in commercial and worked with investors. So if you know anyone who's looking to buy a multi-unit or a commercial property, you can always send them my way and I can help them. Thanks a lot. Greg Hollander with Keller Williams Integrity.
Greg, thank you so much. And Carl, over to you, sir.
Good morning, Carl Richards. I help coaches, consultants, and other subject matter experts who feel they don't have the time or the technical skills to play in the podcasting space, not only get their podcasts launched, but maintain them month to month so they can stay in their zone of genius in their business while we help them be seen as the go-to expert. Show of hands, who's the proud owner of a podcast? Okay, so there's opportunity for, what is that, 3, 6, 10 other, 9 other people. So it's a great space to be in, especially if you're looking to elevate your brand, your business, and your credibility in ways we would do that in 2023, not 1993. So love to have a BAM with anyone who is interested in playing in that space and launching a show successfully like Tony has done, and Bernie and some other Phoenix members as well. And we have a boot camp coming up in August, which will help you do just that. So let's book a BAM.
Thanks, Carl. Eric, over to you, sir.
Sorry, you woke me up. Eric Senego of Eric Senego Professional Group. We're accountants and management consultants. We are located in Canada. We specialize with individuals who want to save money in their taxes by having a professional take a look at them, or by businesses who want to see improvements in their financial management of their company. And they want to know what the numbers and their trends mean. Everything else about me is in the chat line.
Eric, thank you so much. And Mike, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Mike here with Full Stride Life Mentoring and Coaching Program. So, little story. When I was a young lad, I always had difficulties dealing with my thoughts and emotions. And I kept this trait all the way through my teenage years, my first career, 23 years at the collision shop, 17 years as a CEO of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the community organizations that I currently lead. All successful, by the way, but internally in my life, I was a mess. And not sure if anybody can relate with that, but I never felt good enough, never good enough for my friends, family, spouse, colleagues, community, on and on and on and on. After 300 hours plus of coaching, formal coaching training from a master coach, only a handful in Canada, by the way, I made a decision and wrote a coaching program just for me, so that I can deal once and all with my emotions and my thoughts that I was going through. Took years to complete because I had to do a lot of research, because there's a lot of information there, and I needed to have it to be an undisputed program that was only going to serve me. And the rationale of undisputed means it can never be argued with, ever. And so I completed the program about 3 months before COVID came along, and put it into practice, and happy to announce great results. And so I'm ready to share that with the public. So a good referral is if somebody that you know that is suffering and wants to notch up their game with the limited time that they have left, tell them to give me a call, because with the Full Stride concept, some guidance from me as mentor, coach, and or your wingman, however you want to label it, little practice from the individuals, they'll be able also to take a full stride in their life instead of always taking half a step. I help you change your mind.
Mike, thank you so much. Jacqueline, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. And the sun is quasi shining and some people are feeling that way when they're looking at interest rates rise. So I pull out my fan and cool everyone off as I ask you to take a beautiful, long, deep breath, lift your shoulders, take them back and drop them down and recognize there are options for you. When I'm working with my clients who say, I want to stay in my house and I don't know if I can afford my restructuring, take a moment. Ask a question. Let's take a look. Just like Mike said, what are your choices? What are your choices? You have choices. Good, bad, or ugly. You have choices. And we'll have that conversation when you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money. I took a breath. Lift your shoulders, take them back. When you're looking for mortgage strategies, make sure you call your mortgage honey.
Jacqueline, thank you so much. And Guy, over to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Guy Veilleux here, owner of Platinum Renovations. We take care of large construction and renovation projects, residential. Basements, kitchens, bathrooms, open concepts is what we specialize in as well. And as well, you know, I mean, if there's wives out there that don't want their husbands to touch any part of their house, we'll take care of that too. So we get that a lot as well. Great projects for us. Again, basements is a big way to divide your house to a friendly place for visitors, guests, kids, maybe pets, either way. It's a great project to work with the owners with, develop their need for that oasis, maybe a massage room. You never know. So Platinum Renovations, large projects, renovator on the residential side.
Guy, thank you so much. And Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca, back from the cottage. Unfortunately, only 2 weeks this year, but hopefully longer next year. Well, let's see. First of all, for our new guests, Guy and Brian, I do dash cameras. This is a little device that I specialize in putting in vehicles. The front camera, that's the one I showed, and a reverse camera. Unless you're driving an electric vehicle, such as a Tesla, more than likely your car didn't come with a dash camera. And I installed them nice and neat, wires hidden away. You don't see the cameras hidden behind your rearview mirror. And well, they're insurance that you pay only once for. And they're what they do is they record your driving. And in case of an accident, you don't have to go to court. You have the evidence right there on your camera to show who's at fault. And in fact, they can actually record while you're in a parking lot and catch that driver that hits your vehicle in the parking lot and then leaves. So if you're interested in something like that, or you know someone that is, have them call me. I also do minor repairs and brake jobs and oil changes. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca, today's mobile electronics without the cost of a new vehicle, and much more.
Sam, thank you so much. And Brian, feel free to do an intro, and you can put your contact details in the chat also, sir.
Sure, thanks. I'm a humble accountant, much like Eric. I used to be a partner at KPMG. In '96. I founded Doyle Saluski, and our main office is now on Greenbank Road. We used to be downtown. I have another office on Metcalfe Street, one in Gatineau, and then I have 22 associated offices throughout Eastern Ontario and Western Quebec. And we do restructurings and bankruptcies for individuals and corporations. In respective companies, I've done probably 6 restructurings in the last year and a half, ranging from, I don't know, a few million up to 40 million. And right now we're pulling about 120 calls a week in Ontario and Quebec from distressed individuals. And my interest in this is to discover what the situation is out in the marketplace, because I think the economy is going south. And there are difficulties just for regular people right now. I head a macroeconomic group every Wednesday at noon among some smart people. Much like Tony, I run the place, and I only let people in under 2 rules. One, they have to have a higher IQ than mine, and secondly, they've got to be right of center in their politics. So, yeah. Anyways, it'd be interesting to see how everybody's doing and prospering or not, and finding difficulty with inflation and maybe cultural issues. I don't know, but I think we're going to be going through some tougher times in the next while. And I don't think the economy is being well managed with this inflationary money printing and everything else that's going on. So anyways, that's my political comment. Good to meet you all, though.
Brian, thank you so much. And Tony, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. I'm going to play Shane's video, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
I'll just get that up here.
And Shane Bayless is our chiropractor.
Yeah, he's our chiropractor, and he's got his family visiting, so he couldn't make it today. And here's Shane.
Hey guys, sorry about that. So I'll start out with the greatest thing ever. Well, no, not me, guys, not me. Yeah, I'm Shane with Pro Action Health and Performance anyway. But I heard on the one of the posts or whatever, the emails that I get from Healthy Living and all this stuff, and they said, what is the number one thing that helps you live longer? Does anyone know?
Yes.
What? More magnesium.
No. You have to have exercise and so a little bit of fasting. So body has to think it's in peril sometimes.
But those are great suggestions, and I would say I would have probably gone with that as well. But what we do here at Phoenix, create good relationships. So basically, it's your relationships in your life that you have created and keep in contact with and do those types of things, because that creates more joy in your life, which creates better hormone release, better nutrition, better blood flow, just because probably there's a lot less stress in your life too. But they said good relationships. So one of the things they look for across the board, this study's been going on for like over 70 years that they took a good sample size of it. So if that makes you want to repair some of those relationships, or just create more relationships to, talk about things that you're interested in or do things that you like, go ahead and do that, because it's probably going to put years in your life. All right. There's my segue for the, lifestyles. But also, I do, as you guys know, a lot of concussion work and things. And we've been talking about one of my chats that we talk about whiplash. And whiplash or neck injury actually can have all the symptoms of a concussion, from fogginess to dizziness to, obviously neck pain, anxiousness, depression. All that stuff can actually come from neck problems. So whiplash, where you kind of get that strenuous into the neck, or increase some of the muscle sprains and strains and ligament problems too. So even though it's very hard to say dizziness from neck stuff, it actually does do things in your neck, as in, where are you in space? So when that's off, you don't know where you are in space, and gives you that dizziness, right? If you can't put where you are in space, you're upside down to the left or to the right, your body just sends you in a whirlwind, and you often get nauseous and stuff like that as well. So it is very important to have that addressed. The only one problem with neck stuff is sometimes it's harder to say that that's where it's coming from until you eliminate everything else from a vestibular system, to blood pressure, eating, all that other stuff. Sometimes it's a fallback plan. But if you know somebody that is in a car accident or anything like that, that may have affected their neck, I would say get them checked out, because that might relieve at least some of their symptoms, if not a great deal of their symptoms. I'm Shane Bayless, Pro Action Health and Performance. We see results.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennas from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. And over the last 15 years of the things that I do, I've been very successful at what my clients have given me over the years. And so every Friday at 1:30, I do a free online tuning class, and it's basically bringing the level of spirit into business and into our private lives. And I just love doing it. Last week, we talked about sleep habits. And it's amazing that, because some of the points that we talked about was what is under your bed. In other words, some people will have their old taxes that they've been working on and never have time for. Well, when you go to sleep, your energy actually doesn't rise like some people might think. It actually falls, and it goes underneath your bed. So energetically, you're not only worrying about it in your waking time, but you're also worrying about it, and energetically, it's giving you stress while you're sleeping. This is one of the reasons why when you go to sleep, you're still really tired when you wake up. The other thing is facing your bed to the door. In other words, if you can lift your head, you should be able to see the door entrance coming into your bedroom. That we would call the power of positioning. That makes you more assertive, more dominant in your field, whatever it is that you're doing, rather than the doors on the left or the right of you. And one thing we did, I'll post a video, but we talk about the pillow techniques, and that's going to blow you away of how effective that is on how to attain some of your goals. Tony Jennis from Higher Self, where we're here to raise your spirits.
Tony, thank you so much. My name is Bernie Fransberg, Creative Insight Consultants. Basically, what I do is network, and I network and introduce businesses between each other that normally wouldn't have made contact. I also have a podcast called The Knack for Business, and what we're looking for are people to interview in the manufacturing sector and whatnot. I'm also a co-host on The Property Wizard with Fred Crouch about real estate investment. So that's another facet. The other thing I just want to pipe into the chat is we have a golf tournament coming up on the 14th, so you can play for 160 a pop. Or if you want to sponsor, and the best deal, and Arizona's already signed up for it, is a $600 deal. 4 people get to go golfing, and you promote your tournament. You promote your business on the at one of the holes. So that's kind of a handy thing. World Referral Network is one other element, and that element is about you get to meet about over 1,000 people. That started at 500 last year, so it's been growing ever since. And it's free to join. Yeah, yes, there is a paid side, but the good part about that is you can also do a promotional piece in that space. I am done talking, and I'm now handing this over to Dwight. Dwight, sir, over to you.
Morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. And today I guess we'll just go directly into my presentation today. And guess I'll be sharing a little bit about probably not the new company. It's been on for a while, but we'd focused on the weight loss gone by for a while. But most of our bread and butter has been coming from this side of the company, which is the catering side. So we're just gonna share a little bit with reference to what we do there. And let me get this up.
You're presenting now. Good.
Okay. All right. So our company presentation is going to be Your Health is Your Wealth, and it's a little bit from one I've done previously, but we're just going to focus directly on that which we've been doing. So my wife and I, Nicole, we've been doing health now for a little over 15 years, in the sense that my reason for going in that direction was because of some health concern that surfaced before. So TasteSweetLife.com, which is our company, we specialize in vegan Caribbean foods and that. We basically create simulation of vegan meals with a very tasty flavor. And we've been doing this since around 2016. And the reason again for my wanting to move in this direction was because around 10, 15 years ago, I was applying for some life insurance coverage, and basically was told that I had high blood pressure, which my family on a whole had. Quite a few of my family members, mother, uncles, aunts, they had been suffering with that for well over 10, 15 years prior, and they were medicated. And I didn't want to go in that direction, so I decided to change what I was doing. And one of the things that I was doing caused me to basically balloon up to around a little over 200 pounds. And in 6 months after changing my eating habits and some of the things I've been doing, I lost 47 pounds. And so what was it that I was doing? Basically, you're looking at a lot of the meals that we eat on a consistent basis, which is sweet, oil, salty. This involved basically either the donuts, the chips, the hamburgers, eating out at a lot of fast foods, or when we go shopping at the grocery stores, they're buying a lot of processed meat, or processed foods that we're just taking home, throwing in the oven, because we don't want to sit and probably create a meal from scratch. And so a lot of this basically created a lot of salts in the diet, and non-exercise added up to my moving to the weight issue and the high blood pressure. And basically, I've been changed what I was doing. I was able to probably stick around and extend my life here to be able to spend with our young family at the time, who have all grown up now. And they're on their own doing their own things. But at the end of the day, I have dynamic health. My wife and I have dynamic health. And so one of the things we decided to do was to share this with the audience and that. So we started creating meals for ourselves, and some of the meals that we would incorporate would be smoothies in the morning, in a sense that we would put some microgreens in there. That gives you the vitality and strength. And the juices, freshly squeezed juices, orange, apple, carrots, whatever. We do that on a consistent basis, incorporating a lot more fruits and vegetables within our meals and that, because that gives you so much more energy, and you don't feel the bloating on a consistent basis after you eat a lot of starchy foods and that. But that empowered and just strengthened us throughout the days. And we decided to take this on the road, in a sense that we create meals now for our clientele on a consistent basis. This is at a venue we had done earlier this year, in which we're just preparing some jerk tofu wrap at the back for some of the clientele. So some of the meals within our repertoire, this is just, we call this our carnival bowl. It's basmati rice, some baked beans from scratch, some jerk tofu, and salad. And one of the new creation that we put within the menu here is we call it the reggae crunch. And the reggae crunch basically consists of lots of veggies, some ground round, vegan base, some avocados on top, special sauce and vegan cheese, and a salad in the middle. And again, our jerk tofu wrap, a combination of lots of veggies, some tofu that is marinated and with some jerk sauce. And the top right here, we have one of our vegan lasagna that we bring out a lot of times more in the winter for the cooler weather and that, which is a more comfort food type of scenario. And so again, this was actually about a week ago, 2 weeks ago at the Carb Fair. We were again presenting some of our creation there. On our plat there, we have one of our vegan jerk bean burger. That's one of the offerings we brought that day. And some of our chilies. Chili, again, in the cooler weather, we usually bring this out. Again, is the bean chili. And some of our clients at the venues enjoying the tastiness of it. So these are most of the plant-based, but a lot of our clients are really not plant-based eaters. So they want to have some meat within the meals. And again, we just take the vegan portion and we just create the offerings they want. If you can see, this one is, these are some platters that we were delivering to a client, and some had tofu base in terms of the protein, and the others had some baked chicken, and this is one of the recent outing we did about 2 months back. We were catering for a movie shoot, in which this day we created a little over 200 meals for the clients, and that they just wanted some jerk chicken with some salads and some basmati rice, and this was us on the set with them. There was probably, I said, there was well over 150 people, or actually over 100 people. So we had to create 2 meals for that day. So that was a big put out for us. And these are some of the meals we create over the 2-week period for them. Some sandwiches. And to the right here, this is from one of the other other catering we did. This was for Mamma Mia Play, and some of the items there were some bruschettas, with a mango and pineapple on the right, and the red one is basically tomato-based bruschetta topping. And some of the desserts that we also created for that same play, some fruits with dip in chocolate, vegan chocolate, because most of the meals we had prepared for this client was just vegan based, and just some veggies with some hummus, and we get some pickles and olives, and just some other different creation that we prepared for them. And we are able just to create some dessert just to match whatever meal plans that we're looking to deliver to our clients. So we've been doing this now, as I said, for a little over 7 years on a consistent basis, in which we'll prepare the meals for the clients and deliver to them. We've done for just a few clients, in a sense, a small group of 2 or up to, as in the case there we just mentioned, up to over 100 that we've done for. Our prices, they range from mostly vegan, around 22 up to 30, depending on whatever meat dishes the clients are looking for per person. And we usually incorporate like I guess the meals, some dessert, and if they're looking for drinks or stuff like that, we're able to do that. One of the recent ones we did was a client, they contacted us. They had just lost their father, and so they needed a turnaround, basically less than 48 hours. So they just wanted some sandwiches, some dessert, and some drinks, and some cheese and veggie platter. And so we're able to create that for them and deliver it in a timely manner in which they enjoyed well. So if you have any clients that are looking for some vegan Caribbean catering, we're able to do that. Or if they just want to add meats within the diet, we're also able to incorporate that for them. But it's both my wife and I are at the hem of this, and we continue to deliver sweet meals so that you can eat and continue to live in a very dynamic and energetic manner. And that's it.
Dwight, thank you so much. Are there any questions for Dwight, folks? So Dwight, how much lead time do you normally need for if someone is doing a catering for, let's say, 20 people and under?
For 20 people, we're looking for at least 3 to 4 days, because we need to, I guess, get all the items that they're looking for. In terms of preparation, we just get right to it right after we get everything in order. For the particular case we had mentioned there about for the funeral we had to do, that was a 48-hour gig, in a sense that we got the call, they need to get this done on Saturday. And so we had to get everything that they needed over the course of the day, and then do the preparation the next day and get it out for them. But usually if we get a little 3 to 4 day advance, we can look to create and prepare everything for them and deliver.
How much room do you need for a setup?
Well, depends on what it is, because if there a lot of what we've done, in which the client would make a call saying that we need such and such, and a lot of the production shoots that we've done, video or production shoots, they just want the meals delivered, in a sense that, so we would prepackage it and deliver it to them. If someone wants a catering setup, then we need at least maybe 2 tables or so, depending on what they've asked for. So 2 tables, we'll lay everything out and set it up. And if they want us to stick around, we can do that. But most of the times they just want the meals delivered. We set up and we are out. There's some when we're doing at the beginning, and I think really with COVID too, it sort of changed a lot of what people wanted. They just wanted the meals delivered and you out of the way. Whereas prior to that, we would set up and we would do a lot of the serving for them. But now there's really not much need for that. They just want the food.
Sorry, Dwight. I'm not sure if you touched on this, but did you? What's your footprint? I mean, how far do you go to take orders? Would somebody, let's say, call from far east, far west, or do you kind of have your space that you want to stay within?
Well, basically, we've with the video production we've done. We've been dealing with this client for the last 4 years plus, but we were based there in Ottawa, but a lot of their shoots will be like an hour out of town. So depending on where the client is and what it is they need, we're able to accommodate within an hour drive. We just will look to incorporate, I guess, the delivery costs with reference to that.
Of course, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions, folks? Okay, so
I'd love to know. Sorry, I want to be around when you're cooking so I can smell it. But where do you cook the meals?
Well, we're based right in Ottawa. We rent a kitchen just down the street from where we are at on Maitland. It's where my wife she works there, so we're able to rent the kitchen from the caregiving facilities on a consistent basis.
Hey, are there any other questions, folks? Excellent. Dwight, thank you so much. I'm hungry. Thanks. The first thing in the morning. I like spicy food too. That's rough, man. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. And just to give you a kind of a showing what's happening next week inside the Phoenix space, you should see a share showing up. Let's move my screen around here a little bit. All right, so we know we're here at Bell's Corners. If you booked time last week with Dave is the gentleman who sells beef, pork, poultry, fish, and it tastes really good. It's restaurant grade product. And he does a little BAM session midday, and he won't be doing it next week, but he'll probably be back in service on the 14th. We have Nia with Penny Lee. So if you've had a BAM with Dave, you can stretch it out afterwards with exercise with Penny Lee. Tuesday, no event. It's a full moon tomorrow. East End group, same time, same channel. Moving to Heal, that's Penny Lee midday. Mix and Mingle. Now that is being held at Pitcher Plus East End. Now here's a really cool thing. If you want to know about the type of food Dwight makes, show up because he's catering that event. Perfect. So that way, good lead into the presentation and into the food piece. South End group Thursday, same time, same channel. Moving to Heal, Penny Lee, and in the evening with Penny Lee again. Tune in with Tony on Friday at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you're having a rough week, that's a good place to get chill. Stop the share. Things we're looking for inside Phoenix, just put it inside the chat. If you have something that does home alarms or auto alarms, travel agent, interior designer, event planner, house cleaner, landscaper, gift basket company, photographer, legal firm, either family law and or corporate or business law, sign maker, swag and promotional retailer, men's and women's clothing retailer, plumber, and mobile hairdresser. And so there we've got that piece. And let's see what else we got on the go here. Oh, yes, our business activities. What's been going on year to date? We've had 301 referrals. In other words, we've done referrals internally and to other members, to clients we've met. And the best way to build up that referral is to do what they call BAMs, business activity meetings. That means meeting somebody and meeting them to have, whether you're having a coffee or you're having a Zoom call, getting to understand the nature of the beast of their business, so like for example, with Dwight, how far do they go? Where do what does he offer? What services? Or the mortgage hunting, right? Knowing who to reach out to. Or if you bought an electric vehicle, who to wire up your house for, right? All these are important things, all right? And so amount of business conducted between members year to date, 174,000, just over $174,000 worth of business year to date. Now, e-cards, that's another important piece. If you want to put out your contact details, now you see the QR code on my screen, it's linked to my e-card. And the e-card is part of something that Phoenix has, and it's like having a link tree. And all your details are in that one spot, your email, your phone, your text message, your content. You have little video sound bites in that space, all right? So you can instantly promote yourself. People can find you. They can download the content into your phone. The other part is, and I'm just going to dig in to get the card out because Sam normally has his card out at this point in time. Oh, he does. He's back home. So if you notice in the upper right-hand corner of his photograph, the little three kind of the curved lines, that means if someone's phone has near field communication on, you can tap that information. On the flip side is a QR code. You can scan it and you can load up your details in that space. And what else to share with you? And so we also have, we're on LinkedIn. We also have a group on LinkedIn, Facebook, obviously, and a YouTube channel. So those are channels or different avenues to subscribe in. I'm going to stop prattling on because now we're going to do what's been going on in our week. And I'm going to start off with Greg.
There we go. Just had to find the mute button. Thanks a lot, Bernie. Yeah, it's actually been a busy week on my end of things, but I haven't been doing any bands, which is terrible. But I'm actually chatting with some people right now to get some bands coming up this week. And I'm very excited about meeting Jacqueline for one, and hopefully having a coffee with her, and some of you other too. That's about it. Thanks a lot.
No problem, Greg. Another important thing, if you're having a BAM or business activity meeting and you're doing outside, in other words, if you're doing it on Zoom, great. And if you have some really hot salient topics you want to share to the rest of the group, you're talking about something, record it and send it to Tony. If you're out and about, you're having a coffee or at a restaurant, take some pictures of you having the BAM and a picture of the establishment you're at. Share that information. You can either send it to Tony or myself. We'll post it on LinkedIn and or Facebook. It helps promote the business, helps promote your connections. And it's an overall good thing to do and share. Eric, over to you, sir.
First of all, thank you, Dwight. I look forward to tasting some of your samples in the near future. I am fully awake now after 2 cups of coffee, so I can probably have said this in the beginning. My personal tax practice surprises me all the time because people do not listen to us. CRA is coming really, really hard at people who did not deserve to get the COVID subsidies, especially, the CERB and all that kind of stuff. And now we have to clean up the mess here. And I have about 15 clients who did not talk to us, who did not call us, who collected the money, and we did not find out until we did the tax return. And by that time, it was too late. So if you're going to do something like that, talk to your accountant first. Now, having said that, I'm going on holidays, so I can forget about this, and when I come back, I don't remember anything about CERB anymore. I'm going on holidays, and I'll be back on the 20th of August. In the meantime, there's a presentation that my firm is giving near the end of the month that my assistant, Caroline Donnelly, will be making. And I hope that you are kind with her. I'm working on Tony's year-end. I'm working on Shane's company payroll and things like that. And I'm planning to do a band with Josh Lamb in the next day or so. Have a great week.
Eric, thank you. And next up is Alex.
Great, thanks, Bernie. Dwight, enjoyed your presentation, and like Eric said, looking forward to tasting some of that food. It looks really good. In terms of what I've been up to, had a BAM with Terry Black last week. There may be some opportunity for Evolta to work with Rivera on some of their facilities in terms of upgrading their lighting systems, which is great. Perhaps introducing some LED lighting, saving them some money, looking at grants for them, and potentially connecting them with an energy consultant. So that's been interesting, but it's early days. And looking to schedule a number of BAMs in the coming days and weeks. So that's where we're at right now. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Alex. Mike, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Yeah, first of all, Dwight, great presentation. Thank you for sharing that. Looks great. I love that type of Caribbean spicy food. Bernie, I am hungry now too. Had a good week. Joined Tony's session last Friday, which was great, all about sleep and all the tips and some meditation in there. And it was very relaxing and enjoyable. Have a good week, everyone.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Carl Richards, over to you, sir.
Yes, Dwight. Thank you for the insights in your presentation. When you're ready to bring more of those insights to the world and really get that messaging out there, I'd love to have a conversation. We haven't done that yet, so we're probably due for a BAM. Tony, thanks for literally getting me in the right mode for sleep. On Friday's session, it was very insightful, and totally loved the meditation that went along with it. Thanks. And Jacqueline, it's good to see you.
Speaking of Jacqueline, you're up next.
So now, Dwight, you've made everyone hungry. I have to tell you, as you were describing what your offerings were, and then you said vegan, I'm like, wait a minute, we're Caribbean. How did vegan come into that? But you made it happen. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to taking care of all of my business activity moments because they're coming up over the next 2 weeks. Very happy to be here. Enjoy your Monday.
Jacqueline, thank you so much. Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. First of all, Dwight, thank you for your presentation. I'm a big fan of jerk chicken, and so I think I said to Tony, if hopefully that's going to be on the menu on Wednesday. If not, I'd like to try the jerk. I think you said tofu. That might be something I don't think I've tried that before, so I'm interested in that too. If that's possible on Wednesday. Actually, that's why I came back, just to go to the mix and mingle. I'm just kidding. But no, I'm looking forward to it for Wednesday. Besides that, I'm still advertising for Alex. When I get my receipts out, whether they have an EV or not, I put in this promotional information with my receipts, and who knows, they might give us some business. And Guy, I'd like to get a BAM with you because we've been getting some estimates for a direct vent fireplace to replace our gas fireplace here in our home. And maybe on Wednesday, if you're there, we can talk, or maybe schedule a BAM sometime. Thank you.
Sam, thank you so much. And speaking of Guy, you're up next, sir.
Yes, so thank you, everybody. I'm normally part of the ESAN group, but it's great to see everybody in the different chapters. Mike, your words of wisdom, it's awesome. It's great information. It's always good to hear what you got to say on the educational side. It's fantastic. And Sam, yeah, listen, I'd like to meet with you as well. I've got somebody that's possibly looking for a dash cam. I know they've been shopping around different places, so glad that you're able to take care of that for them. That somebody they can trust. Older individual, so he needs a lot of guidance with it. And Dwight, awesome food. Looks great. I hope to be able to use you maybe at some events that might come up my way as well. So thank you very much. Looking at meeting up with Alex and possibly others, and Jacqueline, I got your message as well, so let's talk afterwards as well. And I want to see if I can kind of BAM everybody. Trying to make sure that we all BAM together, somehow or another. to make sure that we're good. So anyway, great meeting today.
Keith, thank you so much. And Tony, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Yeah, great presentation, Dwight. Awesome. Good job. Looking forward to tasting your presentation on Wednesday. And I did some business with Susan McGarry to bring some healthy products in. We're a little low on some of our daily complete and so on. And I'm placing an order under Patricia. She's got some other healthy products there. And had a BAM with Yi last week. Great. You should have a BAM with him. He's just a wealth of information. That's awesome. And Penny Lee had a BAM with her. And Mike, thank you for the education as well. That was good job. And Brian, thank you so much. We're honored to have you as a visiting our meeting today. And I hope you can take something from it, and we can always draw something from you. So thank you.
Speaking of Brian, you're up next, sir. Let us know what you thought of the meeting.
Well, it's been great meeting all of you. I put my new solar installation up there for Alex's benefit. It cost me $87,000. And as you know, Bernie, you know my tennis court. You've been at my place. So I had to sacrifice half my tennis court because the city of Ottawa wouldn't let me put it 50 feet from the river, lest we disturb the rocks and scrub brush. But now the thing still doesn't work properly. So, beware turning green. It's not always to your benefit, but we're still working on it. Dwight, I'll start off with you. I have lunches every month for 15 to 40 people in my boardroom on Green Bank Road. So if you'd send your menu over to my email address, which I put on the chat line, and we can maybe look at having you serve at least one luncheon in our boardroom. And Jacqueline, mortgage brokers, yes. I put more mortgage brokers in jail than any other trustee in Ontario, by the way, so be careful. Started off with Glenn Coulter in 1989, and he got 3 years. And I was the guy who pushed the prosecution. And then Total Financial Planning, I had 3 more there that I put in jail. But anyways, mortgage brokers by far and large have cleaned up their act in Ontario. My brother was a mortgage broker for a while too. But we're getting a lot of calls from people who have equity in their homes, but they can't afford them. Okay, so that's going on. Yeah. So there's a real problem out there now, especially as people are, refinancing. Their mortgages are coming due. They're in variable rate mortgages. And actually, I was on CTV 2 weeks ago. I was quoted, I think, on a $500,000 mortgage. If you picked it up 3 years ago at 1.9%, and right now it'd be running at 6.3%, it would be costing you $14,400 more a year. And for many people, that's prohibitive, right? So that kind of hurts going on out there. And that's why I'm always interested to hear from real working people. How are you suffering through this economy? How is it affecting your business, your home life, etc.? So anyways, and another word is I'm seeing a lot of the pandemic effects out there in the marketplace. For example, I had one company come to me recently with $5.5 million in sales a year. They had $1.8 million in source deductions outstanding. Not uncommon, except that was huge, of course. A lot of businesses finance their loss of gross sales on their HST and their source deductions. And now they're having to pay the piper, as was recently mentioned, I think, by Eric, when they're going to collect the CERB, well, they're collecting HST and source deductions as well. So there are a lot of trouble out there with small, medium-sized businesses. Anyways, thanks for inviting me, Tony. Okay. Good to see you again, Bernie.
Honored.
Good to see you too, Brian. And Dwight, over to you, sir. You're muted, sir.
No, you're.
Hey.
Do you know sign language?
Blink twice with the right eye if you're okay,
And the joys of virtual meetings.
The sound bite's gone. All right. I had a BAM last week with Josh, and we're looking at some future business. Got him back on the podcast again so he can tell us some more stories and good stories. Anyhow, I'm going to wrap up with a quote, and it goes like this: if people like you, they'll listen to you, but if they trust you, they'll do business with you. It's from Zig Ziglar.